Hey!
Welcome to the Conspiracy Files!
Yes.
I'm your host, Shia Smith.
I'm Aniola.
I'm so right.
And I'm Iman.
And today we're going to be talking about why I think the moon landing was fake. So, let's start on the first topic. When the first astronaut landed on the moon, they took pictures, right? But the pictures they took, if you look in the background at the sky, you don't see any stars. So, like, space has stars, so why is it those pictures they took, there's no stars?
But it could be because of the light from the ship. Like, because if you shine a light in the sky, you're not going to see the stars.
Or-
The stars have their own light. So,
No.
no. Stars have their own light. So, you need to, like, not have no light to really properly see them.
And another thing is not every time you look at the sky, you're going to see stars.
I mean, yeah, but there was, like, no stars at all. Like, not even one.
Wait, let's take a second. Like, what are y'all stances on the moon landing? Do you think
I
it
feel
was
like
real or
it's
fake?
real. Why would they fake that? Like, what would they gain in faking that?
I definitely feel like it was fake because it was, at the end of the day, it was a race between multiple other countries trying to get to the moon first. I don't know what point they were trying to prove, but America probably did that just so they could say we had a human on the moon first.
And I think it was real. Like, why would they take all that
Right.
time to fake it?
And then another thing is, if they faked it, wouldn't other countries find out? Because don't other countries
Yeah.
view the moon and look at the moon? They'd be like,
I mean, they do.
America's capping. Because then they put a flag on the moon.
I mean, yeah, other countries do look at space. I agree with that.
Yeah,
but at the
and
same
also-
time,
and they've also landed in space.
Yeah, the
as
landing
well.
site was also verified by other countries. So if other countries can verify it, why would you think they're all going to join together and lie for America?
I think
doubt
they,
it.
I think
Nobody
they
really
would.
messes with America.
I think they would only for like purposes like to protect themselves.
From what?
Because America
know.
has some of the most power in the world.
Yeah.
All right, what's another reason?
Another reason is when they took pictures. Also, when the astronauts landed on space, there was no shadows.
But wouldn't they, am I confused?
Oh,
But
Are
they,
you sure there were no shadows? Hold on.
or were there shadows? Hold on. Give me a second. I
Need to get my story straight. I'm running in the bathroom, getting higher than the Empire State. Ooh.
What is this really?
There were shadows, but people feel like the shadows didn't look
And
real.
AI wasn't
Like, they
here
feel like the
this
shadows
during that
didn't look
time.
real, but at
Yeah.
the same time,
Like, how could you fake this?
So Neil Armstrong
upset.
was the first person to land on the moon. So when he landed on the moon and they took pictures, the pictures of him and the pictures of the shadows that like was by him didn't match up. So that's why I think that's
but it
part of
was
the reason.
two people.
And another thing I have to say is, how would they fake this? Like, by this time, did they land in like 19-something?
1960.
Exactly. By then, AI wasn't a thing. Green screens, like television didn't look how it looked today. Like, technology wasn't like how it was today. So how would they fake this?
I just feel like there's a lot of ways because even though those specific things were not in effect, there's still many things. Y'all really don't know how powerful the government is. So the government could put so much stuff together we can't even wrap our heads around. So I just feel like that could be part of the reason why the moon landing is fake. Also because they said that on the article I read, they said that Neil Armstrong's footprints that he landed on the moon with, they weren't even there for real. It was just fake.
How did they know
Exactly.
that they weren't there?
no, I was finna make that point too. In the picture, of his footprints on the moon, and then literally today they have the same suit that he used to go to the moon with, like on display somewhere. The bottom of the boot and the footprint on the moon are not the same.
Yeah, they don't match.
Like at all. So that's what mainly made me believe that the moon landing was fake. But other than that, I don't really have any other point.
Yeah, I just feel like the moon landing is fake, but so I feel like some people, I see why people would think that it's not fake because the government is good at convincing people and filling people's minds up with stuff that, you know, is not real. The government has so much power that, like, some of the stuff that they do, we can't even like put our heads together and think of it. Like some small stuff just gets by us, and then we all arguing, saying this is fake, this is real. But only the government really knows the truth.
Yes, and that's exactly what they want you to do. They want you to be confused. They want to occupy your brain by making you think of this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
Like, that's really their goal. But
And my last point that I'm gonna make is they have video footage of Neil Armstrong putting the flag on the moon, and then in the video the flag is waving, like the wind is like going like this, but there's no wind in space. So how would the flag be waving like this if there's no wind? You know. So that's why I also think it's fake. It's like, if you just put it all together and look at the key details in it, you realize like this is not adding up. The footprints, the moon landing, all of that is just fake.
I agree with Shia.
all right, so me and Sobra, we both disagree. So let's add on to that. You know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wait, how?
Anyway.
Oh,
Wait, there
Sobra's
is
pulling
wind
up.
in space.
There's wind in space.
Solar wind.
But it's not
So
air.
that
That's not air.
justifies
Solar
how
wind.
it's like going, how the flag is moving.
But like solar air is not wind. The way the flag moving,
But yeah.
that was like windy.
Yes, there is wind in space called solar air, but it's not like the wind on Earth that's gonna.
Exactly. So that's why
It's different.
Like,
so
you know?
that could be that could justify the
And
fact
then
that
the
people
foot-
think it's fake. And then the footprint thing.
There were several different footprints in the
But
photo.
Neil Armstrong was the first one. He was the only one that touched foot
Search up
on
his-
the
No, he
moon
wasn't.
first.
No, he wasn't.
He-
It was two people.
She said it was 2 people.
And who was recording him during
That's
all
what I was just finna say. Who's the
this?
photographer?
Other people were there.
But that's why it was
No.
2 people.
It was just two people, but they had a camera thing. But anyways, so I think it was real because it's like, even if y'all are saying that the footprint on the moon and the footprint here, in the shoe don't match, there was still a footprint on the moon. Somebody went over there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, somebody was up there. It's just like, the question is really at this point, who was up there if it wasn't Neil Armstrong and old dude?
Yes. But
And he could have like changed his suit. He could have like changed his shoes.
I mean, also when they were interviewing him, like you know how astronauts when they come back from space, like they have it's kind of like jet lag, but not jet like space lag, right?
Yeah.
But Neil Armstrong, he was basically saying like it was all fine, everything was cool. He didn't have like no space lag. He looked like regular. Like, he didn't even go anywhere. Like he just came from his bed. Like, so I just feel like, maybe they paid him to lie about him going to space, cause
was the interview like right after he came back from space or what?
right after, yeah.
Oh, that's kind of sketchy. Cause wouldn't they at least, if it's their first time taking a human to the moon, wouldn't they take them to like the hospital?
Yeah,
make
and
sure
then
they're good and
he was
stuff?
walking
Yeah, I
fine.
literally seen this lady. She literally came from going to space, not even the moon. She came back. She was trying to have a speech, and she just passed out. Like,
Yeah.
she couldn't
Ah.
even stand properly.
Yeah, but Neil Armstrong, he was fine. They
Like,
interviewed him
Neil
regular. He was
Armstrong is
walking
acting like, what's
regular.
her
And
name?
another
Katy
thing,
Perry.
this brings me back to, is it Elon Musk? Isn't he sending people to space?
You
Yeah,
don't
he
know.
said he's gonna make a space elevator.
Anyways,
I'm tired of that.
any
nigga.
finishing statements?
I believe the moon landing was fake.
The moon landing is real. And yeah.
I think it's fake, guys, but
I
that's
think it
not
was
it.
definitely real. But that's it for today. Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.
Yes.
Episode 3.
It's my man. Give me